Et donc le canon, c'est quoi? Et la musique, vous l'entendez de toute façon?
Ouais, mais il faudrait qu'on teste aussi quelqu'un au micro.
Oui, je vous ai dit, il arrive. Oui.
Je sais rien.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Are you
Morning.
okay? Yeah, good. First, let me introduce myself. I am Lawrence, and I am the MC for today. And I'm very pleased to be with you for the all the day. But did you download the app? Does everybody download the app? Yeah? No? You can do it right now, because you will need it to vote for the awards. Okay? So let's go through the agenda of the day. Here it is. You had your breakfast. Now you're in the theater. There were the CEO's welcome message, product roadmap, and Data Master Awards ceremony. But let's go through the convention with my first guest is François Méraud, the General Manager Europe. François.
Good morning.
Welcome, François. Here it's for you.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all today, our customers, users, and partners, and welcome to Talend Connect 2017. I'm glad to see many faces in the crowd, many faces I know and many new ones. Thank you for traveling to Paris for the day. Talend Connect has become this yearly moment in time where the community gets together, and I'm really happy to see the event grow year after year. Today we have a busy and full agenda with plenty of opportunities for you to learn about market trends, meet the Talend team, meet with your peers and our partners. We've been in the business for 11 years, and I can tell you, we've never seen such exciting times. The pace of innovation in the data space, and combined with the acceleration of cloud and multi-cloud adoption, are providing unprecedented opportunities to every organization to become even more data-driven. Literally, in every industry, we see customers harness their data to expand and retain their customer base, improve and personalize the experience they provide to their customers. We see organizations achieve operational excellence, reduce cost, and optimize their performance. We see organizations innovate with data to improve their ability to govern their information system and become compliant with new market regulations such as GDPR. These are just a few examples of where you'll see Talend and its leading technology and consulting partners ready to help you. But for now, on with the show, and I'm privileged to introduce Mike Tucken, Talend's CEO. Under Mike's leadership, the company grew stronger, and we became even more committed to the success of our customers. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mike Tucken.
For all of you here today, and all of you on our live stream, welcome to Talend Connect 2007. Hang on a second, I'm going to get a new one of these. Let's try this one. Can I have some help from the booth? Because our clicker has suddenly stopped working. There we go. All right, so welcome to Talend Connect 2017. It's great to be here in France. Given the importance that France has had in our company's history, we were founded here, and it's a critical part of our company's culture. I've been to 5 Talend Connects here in Paris, and each one continues to get bigger and better. This year is no exception. We've got an action-packed agenda. It's going to give you a chance to learn about our roadmap in detail, learn about our solutions for GDPR and for building your data lake, chance to hear from some of our customers in their own words about their experiences, and of course, a chance to talk with each other and learn from each other, meet the Talend team. We've got a number of folks here from our product team, from our marketing team, from our sales team, and from our executive team. But before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsors, especially our 2 platinum sponsors. Kiris is one of our longest-standing partners. It's a diamond VAR. We have a number of shared customers, and one of them will be here today to share their experiences. April, you'll hear from them later on today. Snowflake is one of our most important technology partners, and they're delivering perhaps the world's leading, most modern cloud-based data warehouse. And one of our joint customers will be here today as well with DRG, and you will hear from them later today. And of course, all of these event sponsors aren't just event sponsors. They're our most important partners. They're the ones that are helping us make you successful and ensure your success over time. Also, one last thing. I'd like to extend a special welcome to our Talend Data Masters winners. You'll be hearing from them and about them throughout the day today, and we'll have a special award ceremony at 10:30 this morning. And for all of you that are customers, thank you for your support in making Talend what we are today and making this last year an incredible year. I've been in Talend for a little over 4 years now, and it's been an incredible journey. The last 15 months in particular, since our IPO last June, has really been special. The IPO boosted our awareness as a company, and that together with our relentless focus on product innovation and on customer success has led to some remarkable results. Let me share a few of them with you today. Our big data and cloud business has been growing at 100% a year for the last several years. That's boosted our growth as a company. We've now crossed over 3 million downloads as our community and our ecosystem has continued to expand. All of that has pushed our subscription growth rate over 43%. Our growth as a company has actually accelerated for the last couple of years, which is really unusual. Most companies, as they get larger, slow down. We've been accelerating. And to make all of this happen, we've been recruiting a world-class team. Our team has grown over 30% in the last year, and we just crossed over 850 people. And that allows us to continue to release products. Here we go. I have a little slide quirkiness there. And continue to release products on a regular basis. We release our products typically every 3 months for the cloud and roughly every 6 months for everything else. Most recently, in July, we announced Talend Cloud 2017. And that was all about helping you take advantage of multiple clouds. When we started our cloud journey years ago, most of our customers using the cloud were in Amazon. So we delivered best-in-class support for all of the data technologies in Amazon. Since then, what we've been hearing recently is that many customers want to use more than one cloud. They're asking us for support for Azure, asking us for support for Google. And so what we did with our summer 2017 release is give you best-in-class support for all of the major data technologies across every cloud, including Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, first-in-market support for Cloudera Altus, and best-in-market support for Snowflake. IDC tells us that 50% of customers are already deployed in more than one cloud, and 20% plan to deploy in more than one cloud over the next 12 months. So whether you already have a multi-cloud posture or whether you plan to, we're ready for you. And that's really our job, is to stay ahead and give you guidance on your data journey. And let's look at that data journey. It's becoming even more dynamic. Data is becoming more strategic than ever before. In every industry, we have leaders that are optimizing their business in a data-driven way and driving the competitive bar. And there's more and more opportunities to do that because the amount of data is exploding. It's exploding because of the ongoing digital transformation, but also because of the enormous amount of data that's available through usage tracking and through machines and sensor data. And all of that means that companies that are becoming data-driven want to make data available to more of their users to support more and more use cases. And at the same time, the industry innovation is exploding in technologies to manage data. The cloud companies are releasing new technologies and features on nearly a daily basis. The major big data platform companies, Cloudera, MapR, and Hortonworks, are also pushing the envelope. And at the same time, we're seeing technologies like machine learning in real time and things to support IoT. And in the center of it is the bet that we're making to allow you to take advantage of all of these technologies is Apache Beam. And we'll talk more about that in the roadmap section. But importantly, all of these technologies are capabilities that you can leverage. In order for you to take advantage of data, these are the new capabilities that will continue to evolve, and you need the ability to take advantage of them as they become available. And that's what we provide at Talend. Let's look at a company that's doing exactly that. Lenovo is one of the world's biggest device manufacturers. And their data journey started 10 years ago. They had relatively little data back then, only 100 megabytes. And they were doing relatively simple trend reporting. But in the 10 years since then, their data has exploded by a factor of 10 million. They now have over 10 petabytes, or excuse me, over 1 petabyte of data. They're supporting use cases like predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics as they automate some of the decisions through machines. And now they're starting to bring in machine learning to bring in some cognitive system intelligence. At the same time, they've pushed out their data to more and more users in the company. In order to do that, in the last 5 years, they've changed their data platform 3 times. And they're not done. They know they're going to continue to evolve. Because what they've learned over this 10-year journey is the most important thing for all of us to take away. And that's that there is no finish line. And let me just take a moment and let that sink in. There is no finish line. In the data journey, the amount of data is going to continue to explode. The technologies are going to continue to explode. The competitive bar is going to continue to go up. All of us need to keep learning more, understanding more, optimizing more, and because today's competitive advantage is tomorrow's baseline. There's no finish line. Let's look at some of our customers and how they think about the data-driven journey. Air France has been an aggressive user of technology. Today, they have a 360-degree view of their data to personalize the travel experience for all of their 90 million flyers every year. They're also using machine learning to look at all the sensor data on their planes to predict potential outages and minimize travel disturbances. But they're not done. Even though those are leading technologies today, they're now also looking at things like facial recognition to streamline their passengers' experience in the airport. Because they know in the data journey there's no finish line. Look at Domino's. Domino's is the world's leading pizza company. They deliver 1 million pizzas every single day. And Domino's evolved from ordering pizza over the phone to ordering pizza on a website, to ordering it on a smartphone, ordering on Facebook, on Twitter, on Alexa, on a smartwatch, on your in-dash system in a car, on and on and on. And today, they're pulling together 85,000 different data sources, structured and unstructured, to deliver a more personalized experience than anyone else. All this combined means that their per-store sales are going up by 8 to 10% per year, and they're taking share from their major competitors. And they're not done. Now they're starting to experiment with delivering pizzas by self-driving cars in partnership with Ford. Because whether you're delivering pizza, wherever you are in your data-driven journey, there is no finish line. How many of you are familiar with the New England Patriots? Okay, this might take a little explaining. The New England Patriots are an American football team. I say American football because if I were to say football, you're thinking of a different type of football. American football, my favorite sport, and the New England Patriots are my home team because I grew up in Boston. They also happen to be the current world championships in American football, and they've won more Super Bowl championships than any other team in the last 15 years. They're famous for being relentless about continuing to improve and taking a data-driven approach. And their coach, Bill Belichick, is a little bit of a legend in the business, and he has a fantastic quote that says, if you spend too much time feeling good about the past, you're going to come up short next time. And I thought that's a great message for all of us, because it really encapsulates that data-driven journey. It means that that competitive bar, what's a competitive advantage today, is just what the baseline is tomorrow. And we need to keep innovating and keep pressing forward. And the way that we help you do that is the Talend Data Fabric. The Talend Data Fabric allows you to stay ahead of what's next by being native, open, and built for tomorrow. And let's drill into what that means. We allow you to stitch together data from thousands of different sources, whether it's in the cloud or on-premise, whether it's big data or traditional data sources in batch or in real time, using things like machine learning. And it's native. And by native, what that means is we're able to deliver the full power of the data platform that you're using. The full power, the full scalability, and the full security. There's no proprietary runtime to get in the way to slow it down. We're open and extensible. We have more connectivity than anyone else in the market, and every year our community delivers hundreds of new connectors and components to continue that trend. And we're built for tomorrow. We abstract away the specific technology that you're using. We give you best-in-class native performance and native connectivity to all the data sources today. And importantly, as new technology emerges tomorrow, you're able to swap it out and swap it in and take full advantage of that tomorrow. We're optimized for today, and we're built for tomorrow. And we have interfaces that allow you to collaborate, allow you the key roles in your company that need to use data to collaborate together. Your developers, your operations and data stewards, your data scientists, marketing experts, and your finance experts, all working together using the data fabric to become data-driven. And don't just take it from us. Look at what the analysts are saying. Look at Forrester, look at Gartner. This is a chart from Gartner. Gartner is potentially the world's leading industry analyst today. Last year, they put us in the leaders quadrant, in the magic quadrant, their upper right quadrant. And this year, we were the only company that moved up in the quadrant, while everyone else moved back. And the reason is that the definition of a leader is changing. And the reason why the definition of a leader is changing is because the market's changing. And things like big data and cloud are becoming more and more important. Well, those are the things that we're the best in the world at. And so as those become more and more important to the market and is recognized by Gartner, they move our position up and they move everyone else's back. We're the only leader that's an open source player, and we're the only leader that's under $1 billion in revenue. And we're moving even further ahead. Laurent is going to talk to you about our roadmap investments. The three big themes that you'll hear about are about cloud scale, about continuous innovation and leveraging all of the innovation that's happening in the industry, and about collaboration amongst all of the roles in your company that need to leverage data. But before I introduce Laurent, I'd like to introduce Talend Fall 2017. Available today, We're now bringing our intuitive self-service data preparation solution to the cloud. You can sign up and be live in minutes to give a self-service experience to your data scientists and your marketing experts while still working in collaboration with the rest of your IT team. So with that, I'd like to introduce Laurent Breed, our CTO.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm not sure that this was for me. I think that was for the awards later on, but I accept that. Thank you so much. It's better that they do that before the presentation than after the presentation. I don't know why. So good morning, everybody. I'm really happy to be with you here today in Paris. Not my hometown, but yeah, I love Paris, especially when it's sunny like that. It's the most beautiful city in the world. I'm going to do it in English this year because we have customers and colleagues from different countries. And so yeah, let's talk about the roadmap. I'm not going to do the Fall 17 demo right away. Why? Because I just want to share with you a little bit how we came to Fall 17 and why we push to cloud so much. A little bit of a disclaimer. We are a public company, and everything I'm going to share with you today, it's maybes or no, it's going to come, but dates might change, the scope might change. Fall 17, it's here, it's GA, you can try it out. But for everything else, there might be some small changes here and there. So data integration went through its revolution. And last year, we talked about real-time. We said real-time is the new norm. We talked about some new frameworks that were coming to market. And actually, the cloud is driving change everywhere. And it allowed us to accelerate. And when you look at some of the big data vendors out there, and the distros, like we call them, the Cloudera of the world, the Hortonworks, Mapper, they're all also moving to the cloud. Of course, we have the big players, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they are all pushing big data and data integration to the cloud. But that's not it. I mean, when you look at vendors such as us, when you look at solutions, the on-premise usual solutions, we are used to the annual upgrades. When you look at big enterprises like yours, or you have a few upgrades throughout the year, but annual upgrades are moving to continuous deployment. The business is pushing. The business is expecting changes right away. They want to see the solution in production much faster. Whenever they have a new data flow, a new format, they expect that to be integrated and to serve the business very quickly. So we are moving to continuous deployment. Everything that was scheduled run, like I need to provision a machine, let's make sure that I have the right pool of servers, now it's auto-provisioning. You don't want to do that. You want to base that on metadata. You want to make sure that you can look at what you have to deliver in your data flow and make sure that you auto-provision your solution and your server. And actually, serverless. We're talking serverless everywhere. So what is serverless? Does it mean there's no server? Yes, there are servers, but you just drop the thing and there's some magic happening in the cloud because of the cloud. But that can also happen on-premise if you are using the right frameworks. Virtual machines, that started with VMware a while ago, and now it's containers, containers everywhere. And Docker, right? But then you need frameworks to manage the Docker. I mean, you have the Docker Swarm, you have Mesos, you have Kubernetes, so there are more and more technologies, and that's coming to the enterprise. A few years back, containers, yeah, that's what we were using in the labs to do proof of concept. Now it's in production, and you look at the biggest player out there, the massive, the Netflix of the world, they're all running containers, microservices. That's their world. Data security. Well, data security has been there forever, right? We secure the data when it's stored, but we also secure the data on motion, in motion. And, but now, I mean, GDPR, they are mandatory reporting. We need to know who has access to the data, who touched the data, where is it coming from? What kind of transformation has happened? And we need to be able to trace the full lineage. And those are things that are driven by the cloud, because data is everywhere. It's moving up and down. You go from a private to a public cloud, from a laptop. So we need to be able to trace all of that. So cloud, cloud, cloud. You're going to hear me talking about cloud a lot today. It doesn't mean always public cloud. It doesn't mean always private cloud, but leveraging a lot of the cloud technology. And that's what we do in Talend. And that's what a customer of is doing. So HP, they have the tagline of keep reinventing. And they had an opportunity to reinvent itself. So back in 2015, Hewlett-Packard split into two companies. You had Hewlett-Packard and Enterprise and Hewlett-Packard Incorporated. And HP Inc., they were told, okay, you have 18 months to go from to move from our IT infrastructure, because Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, they keep the IT infrastructure, their data warehouse. So they seized the opportunity to look at what's in the market and jump on the new technologies. And they worked with Talend. We worked with them and other partners over the past a couple of quarters to build an entire new data warehouse based on Hadoop, based on AWS, based on Microsoft. And now every part that you touch, every laptop, HP laptop, every customer interaction, at some point of time, it's going through that data warehouse. So they saw the opportunity. They were pushed a little bit, right? But that gives them that acceleration and that motivation to move from the legacy system to a solution where they keep stuff in on-premise, but they are also moving a lot of the data processing, a lot of the storage on the cloud. For the most private things, they still have stuff on-premise, but Talend give them the opportunity to really easily go from one place to another to secure that data in motion and to have more collaboration between the IT and the business. That's a theme that you're going to hear more and more. I know that in the room we have a lot of people that's coming from the IT world, but you are critical to the success of the businesses. You saw that slide from Mike, moving even further away. So there are three big trends that are shaping the data integration world today. And we are trying to make the most of it. So cloud scale. So what does that mean? Elastic deployment and automation. So cloud is all about automation. You don't want to have to worry, I mean, do I have the right machine? Did I have to provision? No, you just push your extra load to the cloud. And you don't want to worry about it. It's all automated. We've been talking about big data for a while, data scientists. I mean, those are the guys that are very expensive to hire. I'm going to tell you another type of people that are expensive to hire. It's the DevOps people. And DevOps are driving that automation. They understand all the frameworks that are out there to be able to work and package solution. And you click of a button and boom, you build, you deploy in the cloud, and it's available to the business. Continuous innovation. I'll drill a little bit into that later on. But the idea for Talend is to be able to design once and run at any speed everywhere. So we started with the studio, when in the studio you build up your traditional DI pipelines, and through a couple of clicks you were transforming that from DI to MapReduce and then to Spark. Well, that was our way of you design once, you can duplicate your jobs, we're going to regenerate the code natively on MapReduce or Spark, and you deploy that to your big data cluster. There's more coming up with data streams, and I'll come back to that later on. And then the collaboration. I mean, every enterprises really want to make sure that IT and the business are working close together. The business, they want everything yesterday, right? So how can we enable that? And for us in Talend, it's also to make sure that we build solution, data-driven solution, with different personas in mind. You have the studio, which is heavy duty. You can do anything with the studio. But with other applications, such as data preparation, we are really opening the door to the data and to more collaboration between the two personas. So let's spend a couple of minutes on innovation. I'm the CTO of the company. That's my fourth Talend Connect. I've been with the company a little over 4 years. And for me, I mean, obviously, I love technology. And whenever I get on stage, like, you know, keep the message high level. Don't go in the weeds. So on continuous innovation, it's for me, what I told my guys, okay, make it easy. make sure that your platform can scale. Make sure that your platform is multi-tenant. So as we build the next generation of Talend platform, I really want to push around microservices, around containers. And why? Because I want to build a solution with a DevOps mindset from the ground up. What's really important for me as well, I spent quite a lot of time in the BI industry, and it was all about the experience. Whenever you talk to business users or people that are less tech-savvy, they want to make sure that they can use the solution very easily. They have no patience. They don't want to wait. They don't want to troubleshoot. They don't want to have to call support. It has to work from day one, and the experience has to be awesome. And that's what we are pushing for on the experience. And we are using techniques, and I'll get back to that later on. And then API. My solution, there needs to be API everywhere. Maybe they are not going to be all public APIs. Maybe there will be some of them, or many of them will be private API. But at the end of the day, every application that I build on top of the Talend Fabric platform has to work through APIs, right? Because when I want to open that up, it's going to be easy. Same for my services. If we fast forward a few years down the road, maybe you will want to expose, when you are a cloud-based solution, one of the data service that you've built on the Talend Data Fabric as something outside and want to make money out of it. And we'll do that through the APIs. Reuse, reuse, reuse. Share across the board. That's another thing that I'm pushing us to do. What does it mean? When you look at data quality, I mean, there's a lot of secret sauce inside of Talend Data Fabric. And when you look at the data quality service, for example, it's used across the board. It's used in the Talend Data Preparation, of course. It's used into Talend Data Stewardship as a service. You don't see that, but it's reused across the board. And we have shared services. We are IAM services, storage services, smart services. All of those are used within the Talend Data Fabric. Why? Because it's going to allow us, moving forward, whenever you have needs, to build new application much faster. So Talend Fall 17, so Mike talked about that. Within Talend Fall 17, there's more than data prep. It's actually, I mean, there are building steps or parts or blocks that will make Talend 18. We've revamped, we reworked the Talend Integration Cloud as well, the Talend Management Console. But what I want to show you today through a demo is really more the data preparation part of the release. And it's all about, I mean, with the cloud, it's always on. It has to be easy. And the idea behind Talend Data Preparation is to clean up the data and allow the business users to do that and to build recipes that then can be taken by the IT so that they can take that at scale. And it's, of course, secured and governed. So I'm sorry, I was hoping to do a live demo. Yesterday, we practiced in that room, and we figured out that with so many people in the room, it's going to be hard from a network perspective. It's a cloud solution. It's not something that I can have on my laptop running. And I have the version, that's the on-prem version on my laptop, but I really wanted to show you the cloud version. So we're going to play a video that I recorded last night. And yeah, if you can click on the screen here to play the video. And I'm just going to do a voiceover. All right. So that's the Talend Integration Cloud. I'm logging in. I really encourage you to go in for the trial for 30 days. So as I get into the Integration Cloud, what you have here is a portal. And as part of the portal, that's where we're going to put all the new applications moving forward. So you can access the application through that right side. There will be more application next year, and you'll see that in the roadmap. So I click on Data Preparation, and I get into my Data Preparation. So when I get into the Data Preparation UI, I can access preparations that I've created or that others have created and share with me. Or I can create and bring my own data sets. So here I created a few data sets. So those are self-service data sets. They can come from S3, Amazon S3. They can come from a database. They can come from a Salesforce.com and so on. Here, for the sake of the demo, I'm uploading a local file. So I'm a business user again. I'm uploading the local file. So what's happening in the background, I'm going to analyze the file, and I'm going to infer data types. And that inference is what you see at the top. So I have a bunch of data. I'm going to infer integer, first name, and so on. And here what we are doing is semantic analysis of the data itself. It's not specified what type of field I have here. And then what I do is I'm going to clean up that data. And as I clean up the data, I'm going to create that recipe, so those various steps. As you will see, when I select a column, it's going to propose me some functions on the right side. And the function is based on the data type, and I can do a lot of things. The bar that you see, the goal for a business user is to get that bar green. So that's the kind of data quality services I'm using. And that bar, it's going to tell me, do I have empty record, do I have invalid records? And the invalid records, it's going to be based on the semantic again. So I want to clean that up. Why? So then I can push that into another spreadsheet, so I can use that in my BI solution, in my Tableau solution, and so on. So I'm doing that for first name, I'm doing that for last name. I really want to clean up that data. And here, it's all about collaboration. So you can do anything you want as a business user, but what you want to do is make sure that that recipe, all the steps that you've built, can be reused by somebody else. So I clean by email. What I'm going to do next is here I see that I have invalid records on the state. So what I want to do, I'm going to filter on the invalid records, and I see that there's something wrong about how I wrote or how Texas was stored. So I'm going to put a TX, which are the two letters for Texas. I'm going to apply that. So it's not changing the data on the source itself, of course. It's changing the data on the data set. So something else that I'm going to do, so that data was coming from a Marketo system or spreadsheet. It was an extract. And I have a campaign ID, and it's a column that was merged with three things. And what I want to do is I'm going to split that. So I selected the column. I type split into the search function, and I'm going to split that in three separate columns. So if you think about it from a data integration standpoint, what I'm doing is I'm adding a new data type in my structure, in my data structure. And so here I'm renaming it. And it's just going to be saved automatically, and then it can be reused. I can share it. It can be reused by other. Or as I mentioned, I can export it to Tableau, which is, yeah, I'm not doing it here. I don't want to give you a Tableau demo, but just to give you an idea. So now what I'm doing is I'm switching to the studio. And why I'm switching to the studio, that's the collaboration piece. That's where IT kicks in. So Studio is a much more complex tool, right? Studio, you don't get in and start building all your pipelines. So here in Studio, I pre-built a pipeline, and what you can see on the left side here, it's a component called tDataPrepRun. And tDataPrepRun is a component that will point to my data prep server. So I click on that server, I click on that component, and I don't know if you saw, but I said choose an existing preparation, which is basically what my business user has created for me. I'm fetching the schema to make sure that the schema matches from an input and output perspective. And so that's what it does now. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to run that pipeline, and I'm pushing the data basically into two. So I'm splitting the data. That's my replicate component. And I'm filtering it on state, which is California, and then all the other states. Of course, it's just a demo. It's for the sake of the argument. And I'm pushing that to Amazon S3. So it's running right now. And then I'll go back to S3. And I know it's going to work because it's a recorded video. So soon, I'll switch back to my brother. And you'll see that the files have been created in Amazon S3, so which is what I'm doing here. And when I open the file, what you're going to see is initially, on the campaign ID, I had only one column for the campaign ID, and now I have campaign ID, but I've created additional columns. So just doing that through the preparation. And think about all the steps that it would have taken you to do that as an IT person, and all the back and forth between IT and the business. Now, the business is empowered. They can drive those transformations, and they can share that at scale. So that's really the collaboration between the two. So that was the demo. I'll be more than happy to do more offline with everybody who's interested, and get deeper if you want. So let's switch gear, and let's talk about next year. So we had Fall 17. As I mentioned, there are a lot of things that will make up 18 that have been part already of Fall 17. So 18, there are three themes: agility, elasticity, and accessibility. So when you think about agility, it's all about the data pipelines. It's all about design once, run at speed, and everywhere. When you look at elasticity, it's about thinking DevOps natively from the ground up and really focus on multi-tenant platform. Accessibility, it's all the self-service application. But what we are doing around accessibility is we are leveraging more and more machine learning inside of our platform to understand users' behavior and also to make it better for users. When you look at data stewardship, which has been released with the summer 17, which will come into the cloud early 2018, when you look at data stewardship, there's a possibility to do supervised machine learning. So when you create your data, for example, we're going to gather information about when your data steward will say, yes, I agree with that record, no, I don't, and so on. And we use that to train our models. So next run up, it's going to be better. So if we drill into agility, we're going to deliver a new client next year called Data Streams. So that client is going to be focusing on data ingestion. And that client, why is it agility? So I mentioned the Java to MapReduce to Spark. We always stay native, but in the studio, we are regenerating the code. Here, we took a different approach for Data Stream. We are leveraging everything on Apache Beam. And on Apache Beam, I really encourage you to go and see there is a session around Apache Beam given by William Van Den Epe from Google. And so it's a technology where it's an Apache project that was initially written by Google, where Talend is a committer on the project. And Apache Beam, it's that abstraction layer to allow you to write data pipelines, whether they are real-time data pipelines or batch. They're just taking a stream of data that they bound left and right, and that makes it a batch. But the beauty about Beam is you write once, and then you have multiple runners under the hood. Right now, there's a Google Dataflow runner, there's a Spark runner, an Apache Flink runner, Apex, and there are more to come. I know that there's a Gear Pump runner coming up. Microsoft is working on an Apache Beam runner. And the beauty about that is, in Data Stream now, what we do is we generate a Beam DAG, right? And that Beam DAG, then, you can deploy it on different runtimes without having to regenerate anything. It's all based on the runner. That's a screenshot of Data Streams. So it's a real screenshot. It's not a mock-up. That's something that is working. And so it's a full web product. The first use cases for Data Streams will be around data ingestion into your lake, into your cloud. And what's really new also about that, it's schema on read. Schema on read. So that's something that our customers have been asking a lot. And what you can see on the top right corner is the profile. It's the runtime. And here I want to build that there's no copy, there's no duplicate, and so on. I want to take that stream, that data stream that I've built, and I want to run it on Google Dataflow, or I want to run it on Spark. And there will be more to come. So that's Data Streams. It's going to be delivered first in the cloud. Elasticity. So again, Talend Data Fabric. You see the clients on the top. Elasticity, it's everything around the cloud. How to make sure that I can scale up and down. How can I make sure that I can deploy my service, my pipeline on Amazon, on Google, on Microsoft, on my virtual private network, on my OpenStack, on my OpenShift. So we were looking for really a strong framework that is compatible with all of that when it comes to containerization. And we choose Kubernetes for that. So as we move forward, as we deliver the next generation of Talend's product and platform, it's going to be based on Kubernetes. So that's going to give us the ability to scale and the ability to be multi-cloud. It's also a technology when it comes to DevOps that is really winning out there. On the new architecture, I mentioned APIs everywhere. So as part of the next-gen 2018 Talend product, we're going to deliver a new Talend management console, and that's going to allow you to deploy, manage your services, whether they're on-premise service, whether they are cloud services. You will be able to manage your data flow, your jobs, right? Your data streams, your preps, whether they are on-premise, in the cloud, in an hybrid environment. What's really important for us and for you, our customers, is to make sure that we take the processing where the data is. So we are not asking you always to move your data into different clusters or into the cloud. No, what we are doing is, through Kubernetes, we'll take the job and we'll push the processing and the job itself down close to the cluster, or close to or it could be a cloud cluster, it could be an on-premise cluster. And the TMC will allow you to do that in a full hybrid environment, whether it's from a storage perspective or data processing perspective. One last thing for next year is a unified data catalog. So we have already a Talend metadata management in our portfolio today. What we are bringing next year is a unified data catalog that will plug in under all our clients. You will be able to share metadata back and forth around your data sets. We'll index some of those. We'll give you an application on top of the data catalog to allow you to discover your data. And here again, it's to empower the business users so they understand the data set, and it's all about reuse. So we have a unified platform. We have unified services in the fabric. That's our secret sauce. So roadmap, just a recap on the roadmap. I know that you like dates. Remember the disclaimer initially. But the first half of the year, it's cloud deliverables. Data stewardship in the cloud, we already have that one on-premise. Data stream, that's new ingestion client that's coming with our Spring 18 release. In the summer, we are bringing data catalog to the cloud. And in the second half of the year, that's where we are bringing the Elastic platform that's based on Kubernetes, that's driven by the new Talend Management Console. And don't worry. I mean, if you are an on-premise customer, we are not forgetting you. I mean, we say cloud is driving the change. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything in the cloud. You can do that on-premise, and that's going to be the same platform whether you are cloud or on-premise. It's just that we are leveraging a lot of the cloud frameworks, a lot of the cloud best practices to deploy on-premise. So please, try out Data Prep. You have a free trial of 30 days. And don't forget to tweet and go on social media. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mike, I think, or Laurence, yeah.
Thank you, Laura. So now it's time for the third Data Award ceremony, and I will ask Mike and François to come over on scene with me. You can applause. That's a good time for the awards.
Yes, all right. So I'm pleased to announce the winners of our third edition of the Talend Data Master Awards. We created the Data Master Awards to acknowledge outstanding companies that have transformed their business into data-driven enterprises. The winners were selected from amongst our 1,500 customers that we serve today. I'm delighted to announce that most of the winners are here in person today to accept their awards. And due to the overwhelming response this year, I'll caution you that we have 12 winners across a variety of categories. And what a great group it is, from global finance brands to truly dynamic startups. We have charities saving children's lives, a prestigious Ivy League university, and one of the world's largest sports betting and gaming firms. These companies are doing such great things with data, whether it's moving data to the cloud, real-time big data, or delivering a more personalized customer experience. The Talend team is pleased to recognize your accomplishments. So let's present our winners. Let's
congratulate our 9 first winners. And for the data-driven transformation, we'd like to acknowledge Tim Derico, Director of Big Data at Johnson Controls, Pierrick Condet, Head of IT Marketing and Data at Crédit Agricole Consumer Finance. Please come over on stage.
Tim, congratulations. Congratulations.
Can you please, for the picture, please? Will the light? François.
Look at me. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much to stay over here, not too much on the light. Yeah, that's better. For Business Excellent, I will call Steve Brennan, Vice President Data Strategy and Analytics at Card Corporation, and Stefan Rinklinglo, IT Application Manager ESB at Hermes ArcelorMittal. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations.
For the picture again, then after we'll make a picture with all of you, but just in the light.
Thank you.
Now, in customer intimacy, it's Kevin Stalling, LHD Solutions Architecture, Data Architect at AIT, and Eric Anderson, Executive Director, Data and Dataxa at Beachbody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Eric, congratulations.
Thank you.
A picture again.
Thank you.
And the awards for Best System Integrator Partner goes to Capgemini. Capgemini is present in over 30 countries around the world and helps its client be innovative and successful. I would like to acknowledge David Gillon, Account Manager, Market Unique Manufacturing, Consumer and Retail at Capgemini Application Services France. They won this award together with our joint customer, Michelin. Thank you very much. And finally, the Best Value-Added Reseller Award goes to James Data Factory. James Data Factory is a leading professional services company providing a broad range of services and solutions, strategy, consulting, digital, technology, and operation. James Data Factory is part of James Group. We'd like to acknowledge Meju Sandel, big data expert at James Data Factory. And James won this award with our joint customer, SMAG In Vivo. We'd like to acknowledge Olivier Descroisettes, Agro-Environment Services Director.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Please, for the picture. Oh, there's a trophy. And also, we would like to congratulate Class, our Australian customer, who, unfortunately, they cannot be with us today.
Great. We see data everywhere, in all industries and all sectors. And what our customers are doing is amazing. Congratulations again to our first 9 winners. And with digital disruption, our customers have to face higher customer expectations and an increased security and regulatory compliance. Data-driven companies know the inner secret to mastering their data. Now it's time for our 3 grand prize winners.
We make the picture with the 9 winners.
I was expecting some music, but I guess we'll go without the music.
You want the music?
No, that's fine. For the very first time this year, we'd like to ask the audience to select their favorite amongst the 3 grand prize winners. On the conference application, you'll find an audience winner poll. So down in the bottom left corner of the application, you'll see the ability to vote. And so what we're going to do is we're going to watch the 3 videos of our 3 grand prize award winners. And then we'll ask you to vote for them after we've seen all 3 videos. And then we'll announce the overall winner at 5 o'clock tonight at the end of the program.
And you can vote until 4:30 p.m. Thank you, Mike. Thank you to all of you. Thank you very much. You can applaud.
Okay, super. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
I was expecting
Expecting what?
The University of Pennsylvania's President Amy Gutmann had a vision as making premier quality higher education, which can be an expensive endeavor, available and accessible to all students regardless of financial need. This requires a disciplined and creative fundraising strategy. The goal is to raise $1 billion for student financial aid by 2020. Let's discover open, innovating online giving application in the cloud.
The challenge most for our students would be paying for the cost of a private education in the United States. Undergraduate tuition is in the range of $60,000 per year, and many students are not able to afford an education. Loans could last 10, 20 years.
The University of Pennsylvania was founded in 1740 by Ben Franklin. In 2002, when Dr. Amy Gutmann arrived, she introduced the all-grant, no-loan program, trying to make the university available to as many students as possible who qualify.
Students at Penn do not have to take any loans. Their aid is granted to them. We encourage the atmosphere of philanthropy. Most of our donors are alumni. Folks don't want to spend a whole lot of time making a donation. So the question was, how can we make a donation as easy as buying something on Amazon? We do have two huge spikes annually. The large one is our tax year ends on December 31st. Our other spike is at the end of the fiscal year, June 30. So we have to be absolutely certain that everything is working as smoothly as possible.
Our cloud-first strategy started with Amazon's AWS platform. The cloud enables us to develop very scalable, robust, and timely applications. One of our first cloud-native applications was around online giving. We selected Talend Integration Cloud as a key part of our integration strategy, and it allows us to easily integrate the cloud capabilities that we've launched as part of online giving to our back-end on-premise customer relationship management environment. And this has worked exceptionally well.
So the online giving application is a custom developed application using the AWS platform. We're moving data in both directions from Oracle on-premise to the cloud and back. We're also moving web images, and we're moving them into S3 buckets on AWS. We've been able to do that in a matter of days, whereas I think it would have taken weeks.
Each year, we process approximately 150 to 160,000 transactions. That represents 300,000 donors in the database. The new website is very simple to navigate and mobile friendly. We have links everywhere we can place them on the website and websites. We can point them to a designation that supports the mission of that particular unit, or as broad as welcome to the front door, and you make your selection from a menu of options. We certainly have educated many of the leaders of industry and research and the world, and we encourage them strongly to give back, and many of them do.
Penn really gives an opportunity for everyone to go to school. As long as you're a qualified applicant, you can go here almost for free, and it really gives everyone a chance from all economic backgrounds to go to such a prestigious university, which honestly is amazing because a lot of schools don't offer that.
We'd like to acknowledge Cathy Staley-Fawcett, Data Warehouse Architect. Every child deserves a future, and yet there will be 30 million children under the age of 5 who could die by 2030. Without adequate food and medical care. Full by donation, donor information security and transparency is vital. Save the Children UK ensures The information they have on each donor is as accurate to meet GDPR regulatory compliance and makes sure donors know where their money is going to. They keep giving. Sorry, I'm a little bit... make me difficult to know that the children will die by 2030. Let's have a look.
There are going to be 30 million children dying by 2030 and under 5.
This is an organisation that stands for children and we stand by children. We'll go wherever we need to go and we'll do whatever it takes to reach every last child.
The 3 primary missions of Save the Children are to help children to survive, to protect children and to help them learn. So when an emergency happens, we have 24-hour, 7 days a week support.
It's amazing how quickly all the staff in Save the Children is just putting together.
Within 2 hours, our website will be up and ready to take donations.
From the time that we contact the donor in an emergency and by the time we've turned around the money on the system and distributing out to the areas where the money is needed is about 24 hours.
To do that, we need to really understand what makes our donors tick, and to do that we need data. So data is at the heart of everything that we do. Charities are facing huge challenges at the moment. The whole marketplace is saturated. A lot of people, a lot of potential donors are nervous about giving to charities because they're worried that the money isn't being spent on the cause they're donating to.
We do see that people are starting to resent us contacting them as much. There's new regulation that's come out in the recent past that all charities have to adhere to, and that has made us become more accountable and also more transparent.
So the new GDPR regulations are coming in May of 2018. With that comes a huge number of changes for an organisation.
So we have got to make sure that we stay on top on all our supporters and make sure the data is clean. We get data from around 50 different data sources a week, and it can be up to 1,000 records. And our CRM system is around 4 million records at the moment.
We've had to look at the technologies that we use, and that is where Talend came in.
Data quality is high up on my agenda anyway, always, because if your data is rubbish, you won't be able to go out and get the supporters you need, or you can't reach them because you've just got no data. If I receive data in my name or a letter, my name is spelled wrong, it goes straight in the bin. No errors, no mistakes, no nothing, it just goes in, and you feel like, wow, I've done it. It takes us much longer. When we didn't have Talend, you would spend days trying to get data in, and hours. Now, if you've got Talend, it's like you just pop the file in there and it just goes, and Talend does the rest.
What data does is enable us to efficiently and accurately target our donors, focus our communications to them according to their needs, according to their interests, according to what really matters to them, through the channels and at the frequency that they want. If we didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to retain our donors and we wouldn't be able to support children out in the rest of the world.
We'd like to acknowledge Penny Kenyon, CRM Import and Integrity Manager. Paddy Power Betfair operates in a fast-paced and highly competitive market. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days per year, and are constantly striving to provide customers with best online sports betting experience while cutting data delivery times in half. Let's have a look.
Van Velde in front as they race inside the final half. Essential kept going behind, but Van Velde.
The betting market is a truly global industry. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We never stop. Paddy Bar Betfair was formed in February 2016 when our two companies merged, and that created the largest publicly quoted sports betting and gaming operator in the industry. The most popular sports would be typically horse racing and football, followed by things like golf and tennis. Customers have choices, and therefore, if we're not delivering that best experience to them, they will go to a competitor. The big challenge is that we need to deal with really, really large volumes of data in really low latency. We wanted to move towards a cloud-based architecture that would allow us to scale up and scale down. Every year we have what we call spring racing, where we have the Cheltenham Horse Racing Festival followed by the Grand National. It's when we see spikes that are far in excess of what we'd normally see in terms of traffic and data volumes and user volumes during any other part of the year.
The merger of two large companies, such as Betfair and Paddy Power, was also a big challenge. We had to bring together two large data sets into one integrated data platform. We have about 70 terabytes of data coming from tens of sources. Internal, external data sources, customers' interactions on the site, customer interactions outside the site, social media, all sorts of sources. One of the reasons why we've picked Talend was because it worked well with cloud, our strategic direction.
We acquire all that data along with all of our sports and gaming data onto a data lake. What we wanted was a flexible platform that could both work with different latency requirements we had, ranging from near real time to batch.
We are leveraging Talend for big data. One of the benefits is that we have actually cut development time by 50%.
Our dual brand single data platform is used by essentially every department in our organization. For example, we would use data to understand how our customers are using our products and platforms that would help us to give them a better user experience. Our commercial team use the insights they can drive from the data platform to really understand and segment our customer base, to understand which customers find which sport's most popular, on which brand, through which channel, and through which product. So we would typically see that our Betfair customers are quite value-centric. Our Paddy Bar customers are slightly different. They enjoy engaging with our brand. We've got quite a high social media engagement, and we do a lot about bringing entertainment to their betting experience. In our industry, if we didn't have access to quality information in low latency, we just simply couldn't operate.
And it's Stephen Cochran, Director of Data House, coming on stage.
I'd like to once again congratulate all of our 3 Grand Award winners. You're doing incredible things. Please, for all of you, we'll have a chance to vote now, and we'll announce the winners at 5 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, you have to vote until 4:30, and then we will discover the winner. That's a great time. Thank you very much. The day is not finished, of course. So we will see the schedule on the screen. Here is the app, and here is the schedule. So you have all your workshop coming, and then after we have the lunch, and then back to the workshop, and again here in the theater around 3 o'clock. Thank you very much. Have a good journey, and we'll see you later on. Thank you.